everybody. I am Luciana, the Emotional Mastery Coach. I am a modern-day ordained Buddhist priest, and I teach women how to master their emotions using mindfulness. But in today's video, I want to talk to you about a little trick that you can use to begin to stop self-judgment, which this can only benefit every area of your life. So I hope you enjoy it. Now, before we begin, if you are choosing to live a more conscious life and you want to learn more about spirituality, meditation, and emotional mastery, I will invite you to subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell button so you can be the first one to receive notifications of upcoming videos. So self-judgment is the most overused form of self-sabotage, and we all do it, especially now when we live in a world where there is so much ability to witness the life of other people through social media. We are constantly comparing ourselves and we are constantly judging ourselves. One of the things that self-judgment makes sure to do, like the number one goal of it, it's to keep you limited inside a comfort zone that it's probably very negative and very uncomfortable. So anytime that I work with a client that is trying to overcome anything in their life, either just creating a change for like a habit or wanting to take care of their body, wanting to build better relationships, when I work with women that want to create their own holistic or conscious-based business, I always like to talk about that topic of self-judgment, because that is what you are going to use to make sure you never get out of your comfort zone and grow. So I want to share with you 3 little tips that you can begin to use to transform that relationship with yourself. And I want to be very honest and real. This will be simple, but it will take courage and it will take time. This is not something you do one time. If you would only have one thought of self-judgment, then you would only have to do it one time. But if you experience self-judgment consistently all of the time, it will require for you to do it consistently all of the time until it changes. Yes? Good. So let me go ahead and share that with you. The tip number 1 is that you really need to become the observer of your thoughts. You need to realize that you have thoughts, but you are not your thoughts. And I'm going to repeat that again. You have thoughts, and they are cool, they are useful, they help you in life. You are not your thoughts. So if your thoughts, your mind says, I am not enough, okay, we hear you. It doesn't mean that it's true. So the first step, if you really want to begin to transform the dialogue of self-judgment within yourself, is that you have to decide. It's not going to happen easily. It's not going to happen naturally. So you have to decide to begin to observe your thoughts so you can catch the dialogue when it begins to go on, so you can begin to do what I call rerouting it. There's nothing wrong with the dialogue, and most likely it is there due to an emotion, which we're about to talk about. But you need to begin to teach that dialogue. Hey, I see you. I acknowledge you. I don't agree. So let me begin to reroute my mind into something else that I can focus on that is more aligned with who I want to be, how I want to feel, or simply a place of more acceptance. The way that you can begin to reroute your mind is with a simple exercise, as when a thought comes up and you recognize a thought that is very limiting, to simply say to yourself, I know it sounds silly, but I do it all the time. You can say to yourself or through the thought, no, thank you. Almost as if it's somebody that's going to your house to sell something at the door that you know you don't need. And it's just saying, hey, great product. No, thank you. I don't need it. And that's how you're going to tell your mind, no, thank you. A lot of people like to tell those thoughts, stop. It can be out. Sometimes people say out to the thought. I like to say thank you or no thank you. That's how I do it. If I need to do that 20,000 times in one day in order to really show the fact that I'm committed to transforming my mindset, I will do it. And that's mainly the difference. People will hear and listen to this exercise and be like, that's so silly, I'm not going to do it. And then you're every day going to continue to judge yourself because you're going to allow those thoughts to begin to become a reality. So learn to reroute your thoughts. That is tip number 1. The tip number 2 is going to be to, as you begin to reroute your thoughts, become aware of what you feel. When the mind says, I am not enough, you did it wrong again, you're gonna fail, that is the mind. We're learning to reroute the thoughts and identify them, observe them, and allow them to be moved into somewhere else, or our mindset to be moved into something that's more aligned with us. But then we have to pay attention. How do I feel? Normally, if we are feeling insecure, if we are feeling uncertain, if we are feeling rejected, if we are feeling ashamed, if we carry a feeling of consistent guilt, those emotions, because they're uncomfortable, are gonna become the fuel or the gas that's gonna allow the mind to create those stories. So now what I will invite you to do is to try to identify the thoughts. Through this whole process, you are the observer of what's going on within you. If you want to see it in a more spiritual way, you are learning to observe yourself from the perspective of your soul instead of just the perspective of your ego. So what do I feel right now? I feel so uncertain. I am afraid. I feel a feeling as if I may possibly be rejected. I allow myself to go there and just breathe into those feelings and observe them. As simple as that. Do not believe that you are those feelings because you have emotions, but you're not your emotions. Yes? So learn to reroute your thoughts and learn to feel and observe the emotion without judgment. Now, tip number 3 is to now allow your body to take action in a way that validates the way you want to feel. So you can take action in life. For example, you have a job interview. You really want that job, but your mind is telling you and judging yourself and telling you you're not going to be good enough. There's somebody better that's going to show up. You're going to fail. You're going to make mistakes because maybe you feel afraid, right? So that was the dialogue of the mind. The emotion was fear. Now, as you let yourself reroute your thoughts and feel your emotions, now it's time to move into action. The question here is, are you going to move into action as the person that feels not good enough? Or are you going to move into action as the person that's learning to be the observer of your life and have more clarity of where they want to go? The person that feels insecure may not show up to that interview. The person that may be feeling insecure, but observing it, accepting it, and also rerouting the thoughts may feel confident. Hey, I'm already doing something for myself. I want to give myself this opportunity and step out of my comfort zone, and from that place move into action from a place of almost like a place of self-trust. And from there, you're going to notice that your life is going to begin to unravel from a place that is more aligned to you. Yes? So reroute the thoughts, feel the emotions, and move into action from a place of trust. I would love for you, if you find this useful, if you put it into practice, I would love to hear your story. You can find me on social media as the Emotional Mastery Coach on Instagram and on Facebook, and I would love to connect there. I hope this was useful and that you have a beautiful, beautiful